Hello, my name is Tolly Bryn. This is The Joy of Awareness. Today I wanted to talk about the topic of healing in the context of simplicity, because I believe that simplicity is king when it comes to healing. And just allow me to explain what I mean by that. If you've watched my other videos, you know that I'm a huge proponent of fasting, that I healed myself through fasting. I overcame debilitating autoimmune disease through fasting and a simple diet. I dealt with something called topical steroid withdrawal. I've made a few videos on that, which you can feel free to check out, but suffice it to say, it was absolutely terrible, and it's a result of misuse or overuse of topical steroid drugs. I would argue that any use of topical steroid drugs is inherently harmful, but that's a story for another day. Anyway, I dealt with all kinds of very uncomfortable symptoms because of this topical steroid withdrawal. Incredibly sick skin, just really itchy, really red, oozing sores. I also had very bad digestion and blurry eyesight and kind of puffiness and itchiness all over, and just, in general I felt absolutely terrible. At the same time, I was dealing with just crippling depression and anxiety, which I've found out that was in fact part of a systemic disease that I was dealing with. My entire body was diseased. It wasn't that I was, that I had allergies and that I had eczema and that I had depression. I found that it doesn't work like that. The body is a system, and if there is a symptom, then there is something wrong systemically. It's not a local phenomenon. But what I found out through fasting is that the approach that I had been taking, and which most people in the modern Western world take towards health, was absolutely wrong. I kept looking around, seeing if I could find, some supplement or the new drug or some new guru who could tell me what to do. When in fact, what I needed to do was simplify, just absolutely simplify, get rid of all the excess and all the ridiculous, unimportant, absolutely unnecessary treatments that I had been seeking out. Fasting is in essence just the absolute most simple thing that you can possibly do. It's just basically do not eat. And by not eating, your body will go into a sort of hibernation mode, you might say, although you're not. You do have energy, especially for the first few days. In my experience, I had quite a bit of energy. But as you go deeper into the fast, your body kind of settles down into a more sort of restful, peaceful, serene state, which is highly conducive to healing. But, when you look at it, it's basically just not doing anything. And that's why simplicity is so important and so powerful. It's not that fasting is something that you do to heal. It's that fasting as a concept simply means getting stuff out of the way to make room for your body to heal itself, because that's in the end what is happening. Your body starts breaking down the toxins, breaking down the cells and tissues that are diseased, that aren't functioning properly, and that are blocking your path to a thriving, healthful life. The simpler you make things, the faster you will heal. And this is what I found in my own life and in my own experience. The absolute simplest form of fasting is the dry fast, where you don't even drink water, you don't drink anything, you don't ingest anything, basically. This form of fasting is very intense, I should say. The longest dry fast I've done is 3 days. I know of people who have done quite a bit longer. And I felt very good during those those 3 days. I've done 2 3-day fasts, dry fasts, and multiple shorter dry fasts in between, and they are very powerful. They're a very powerful way for healing. However, I have taken quite a long break from doing dry fasts. One reason is because I feel incredibly healthy these days. Like there's nothing really wrong with me. Although, sometimes I feel like, I do need to fast. Like I'm like, I feel good, but I feel like, I need some kind of cleanse or some kind of just, I don't know, I need to give my body a rest somehow. But I use dry fasting very sparingly. Generally, I just drink water and that's fine. And generally, I have way more energy when I'm hydrated that way. But a dry fast will, in fact, burn up to 3 times as much body fat than a regular fast. And this is important simply because toxins build up in body fat, and if you are dealing with a buildup of toxins in your body, which many of us do, then the more you can burn, the faster you will heal. And it's not only body fat that is burned, it is also like the body prioritizes diseased cells wherever they may be in the body. So the more and the faster that you are burning your own cells, be they fat cells or organ cells or muscle tissue or whatever it is, if they are diseased, then you want to get rid of them. After a fast, whether it be dry or wet, the body produces way more growth hormone than it regularly does. And so long as you feed your body with simple, whole, nutritious foods, then you will build up new cells and new tissues that will be way healthier than the ones that you had before. They will be in perfect condition, and they will remain in perfect condition unless they are poisoned again. So that is something to keep in mind as well. And regular fasting is a great way for maintaining this state of health of your entire body. This brings me to something that I can't get enough of of talking about this, and that is modern Western medical ideology. The ideology that I'm talking about is this absolutely stupid approach that says, like for instance, I had allergies and I had eczema, and they say, oh look, okay, you've got allergies, take this pill and the symptoms will go away. Or put this ointment on the eczema and it'll go away and you'll be fine. And if it gets worse, I'll just give you a stronger cream. This is just the absolute stupidest approach to health that you can possibly take, and it is inherently harmful for 2 reasons. The first reason is that so many of these drugs, although they are often effective, like I'm not disputing that steroid drugs are incredibly effective at not healing inflammation, but reducing inflammation, I should say. They have a vasoconstrictive effect, which is very powerful, and the symptoms do go away. Like that is incontrovertible. That is, let me find a new word here. That is something that I will not dispute. Incontroversial. Can't remember. Anyway, I'll look it up later on. Please forgive me, my English is not my first language, so sometimes words just, they don't come when I need them. But the second reason is that apart from being toxic and harmful, they do hide the symptoms, but they do nothing to actually approach healing the root causes of any illness. And that is, I believe, the more sinister of the 2 reasons why you should stay away from allopathic medicine. Because they're so effective at hiding symptoms, they put illness out of mind, when any illness, any symptoms of an unhealthy body should be approached and dealt with immediately Like, they should not be hidden away. You should not put a band-aid on a festering sore. It'll just get worse. It really will. And this just disgusts me. It absolutely does, because I have been in this terrifying web of lies and deceit and kind of, trusting some system that I thought was out for my own good, but is just based on a false premise. And this, this needs to stop, really. Although I don't have much confidence in modern Western medicine ever kind of crumbling, but I rather think that individual responsibility is needed. People need to start waking up to this just ridiculous approach to health, and understanding that, their own health is in their own hands. The responsibility lies on their own shoulders, and we need to start making the decisions and taking the massive action that we need to take in order to heal ourselves. And thankfully, simplicity is going to help you, because if it were the other way around, like if you really needed some complex treatments and exactly the right supplements and whatever it was to heal, you'd probably never heal. Like, it would be so much of a hit and miss whether you would find what you need or not. And you would need to find the right doctor who would prescribe you the right chemical that you would need to take exactly at this time with exactly these foods or whatever. But instead, nature in its infinite sort of capacity for healing, well, I shouldn't say nature, I should say the human body. Nature is, kind of neutral to whether we live or die, I guess. But the human body is an incredibly complex system of systems that, when given time and space and adequate nutrition and circumstances, it will heal whatever it is dealing with. Whatever trauma or illness hits it, it will perhaps not be able to overcome everything, but it will be able to heal itself in massive, powerful ways. And as soon as an individual becomes conscious of this fact, then the entire world opens up to him. He will start shunning doctors, just like I do. Like, I bear no respect for traditionally trained medical doctors these days. I respect their intentions. I respect that they may be good people who want to help. But this old stupid, consult thy physician and ask your doctor before you do any old thing is just ridiculous. They don't know. They don't know what health is. They are puppets of the pharmaceutical industry. The modern healthcare system, within quotes, is just a hoax. It's just a farce. It means nothing. It gives us nothing. So that's why people like myself, people like you, all of us who are dealing with difficult chronic illness, who have been going through this system, getting drugs, talking to doctors, getting prescriptions for all kinds of, drugs that they say aren't harmful, but are obviously harmful, that have long-term side effects that not only do they not attack the root cause of your illness, but they actively prevent you from looking for the root cause by masking the symptoms, by putting a band-aid on a festering sore. That's what needs to stop. And the happy news is that you are in total control of whether that stops or not. Not perhaps on a societal level. You may not be able to save the world all by your lonesome. I certainly don't expect to be able to do that. But I managed to heal myself. And as soon as I understood how to heal, it was pretty easy and it was pretty simple. And the best I can hope for right now is that whoever you are, that you are listening to what I'm saying and that you get something out of these insights and from my own experience, and that you can apply it to your own life and heal yourself. And in that way, stop relying on these false foundations that doctors have laid. Stop relying on the absolute bull that comes out of the modern medical industry. And I won't even mention COVID and the fiasco and the vaccinations and all that stuff. But, and I don't need to, like, as soon as you realize what I'm talking about here, you'll know exactly what I have to say about that. But anyway, I won't have this video any longer. I'm gonna stop right now. I've rambled quite a bit and got some stuff off my chest, and hopefully I've been able to convince you a little bit that your health is in fact your own responsibility. And I mean that in the most powerful and awesome sense that it can be meant. It's not that your cancer is your fault per se, or that your allergies are because you made stupid decisions in the past, although, you know, it very well may be. Doesn't matter really. What matters is that you take responsibility for the circumstances and for the state that you find yourself in right now, and that you take measures to fix it, that you don't look to external sources necessarily to fix your health. That's not to say that, you know, external ideas and sometimes supplements and all kinds of things, this probably can be helpful at many points in your healing journey. But first and foremost, just developing a sort of experimental, direct experience attitude, an empirical attitude toward healing. This will be incredibly powerful for you. So I wish you happy fasting and happy healing. And if you're interested in what I'm talking about here, you can check out my book, Health Simplified. It's been getting awesome reviews on Amazon, which I'm very thankful for. And, you know, I put a lot of effort and work into making it is as concise and as simple as possible. And I tried my best not to fill it with fluff. Like it's very bare bones. It's about my own healing journey and the insights that I have gained from going through this journey of coming out of just despicable illness over into just thriving health and feeling better than I've ever felt before. So if you're interested, check that out. You can check out my website as well, joyofawareness.com. I have various articles on there that you can check out. They both revolve around healing through fasting and all kinds of other subjects that I'm interested in. Holistic, systemic health is what I'm all about. So check that out as well. Otherwise, like and subscribe. Just so thankful that you gave yourself time to watch my videos, and see you later.